Hello Sagittarius, welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie. Blazer the Morkie is right over there having a little nap, but he is here in spirit and we are bringing you your January monthly reading, Saggy. Today we'll be pulling a card for your overall energy, and then we're going to do the yummy traditional Celtic cross spread that I love to do for the monthlies, taking us a little bit deeper into your energies. We'll close it off with an oracle card for the Sagittarius collective. Do keep in mind these are general readings, so as always, take only what resonates and leave the rest. And of course, you can check your sun, moon, rising, or north node readings for additional context and texture. And below in the description, I have links to personal readings. I have links to affiliate. I have links to social media, all the fun stuff. So be sure to check that out. And it's Capricorn season, so happy birthday to all our Capricorns, or for those of you Sagittariuses who have Capricorn energy in your chart. We're celebrating that, and we've got the Capricorn cap, or the Cappy Cap here, and having a little fun with that, wishing our Capricorns a happy birthday. Okay, whoa, too many cards. Just one card for Saggy to kick us off with the overall energy. This is from the Sacred Traveler Oracle. I love this. You get transformation, and it's a phoenix. A fresh new way of living emerges. How cool is that? All right, we like fresh, we like new, especially if we've felt like things are stagnating. And now some of you, not everyone, but some are in the winter months too. So this could feel like a refreshing kind of warming energy that's coming up for you. Let's get into this Celtic cross spread. For your current energies, you're dealing with the Four of Pentacles. Now, this card would represent possibly doing a little more saving at this time. Some of you may have just had a lot of spending happen during the holidays and you're kind of pulling back. Some of you may be looking to invest or making certain investments with either your time, your money, or your energy. Now, this is challenged by the Six of Pentacles, and that's the sense of really wanting to make sure that whatever you put your energy, time, or money into is really going to bring a balanced return, and that the cycle of giving and receiving is flowing in a nice balanced way. The Six of Pentacles, though it's earthly energies, it kind of reminds me of the Libra energy, because we do have the scales here. So you have this desire to save, invest, or really dedicate your time into something, but you're also looking to be sure that it is the right match for you. And I think right now there may be a little indecision around that. For the needed focus, you get the Strength card. This is connected to Leo energy, so a fellow fire sign. You may feel a bit challenged in, not that you don't have the strength, okay? Not that you don't possess the strength to make this decision or to figure out how to work with this investment or savings, but there could be, for some of you, a little temptation to try to take you off course. And so you're being strong around that. Others of you, you may have some wounding around finances and money and exchange of energy that is begging for some attention here. We'll have to clarify that, but the universe and your greater being is showing me I've got to be strong. I've got to be strong while I'm experiencing this. Looking at the past energies, you're leaving behind the High Priestess. This to me actually feels like Dark Queen energy. So this could be some sneaky, dark feminine energy, what I might call like the Queen Bitch energy. This could be the energy of competition. I'm really sensing like the dark side of like someone's feminine energy being projected in an unhealthy manner. It could represent your own feminine energies that you carry in ways that you haven't had those in alignment before. That takes a lot of admittance and a lot of strength to admit that you slipped into some patterns. So it could be your own energy or just someone that you have dealt with, the dark feminine energy. And I want to distinguish here, this is different than the natural feminine organic energies of the feminine rage and the birth portal intensity and that kind of energy. That would be the more organic, natural energy. This to me feels like a feminine energy that is more twisted, dark, and not very supportive, or not the organic, natural expression of the feminine. Okay, so it's a good thing. We're acknowledging that, but we're leaving that in the past, whether it's your own energy or, like I said, someone that you've dealt with, right? Because not the healthiest energy. Now, the energy moving into the future here, you get the Ace of Pentacles. So starting off with the Earth Pentacles energy that you showed me, the 4 and the 6, and you're kind of working with that. You may have a look on your purpose and your vision for where you want to be financially speaking. You may be looking at that again in January. You may be revisiting your goal. So being a Sagittarius, you've probably set certain goals and you might have some time connected to those goals. But remember I said you're kind of, is it worth my time? Is it worth the investment? Is it worth my energy? You may be revisiting that and kind of going back to the square one or to the 0 point with that to come up with something a little bit different. Maybe you're realizing that the path you're taking toward your goal isn't the one you want to be on and you're shifting gears. In your place of empowered embodiment, you have the Page of Swords. This represents a really unique and youthful approach to being curious, and it's being intellectually curious. So I would say in January, it's a really great time for you to pick up a book you've been wanting to read or wanting to get further into. A really good time to maybe write poetry or do some writing of your own, or maybe make a video and communicate things, and to just have a lightness to it, have a little fun with it. Maintain youthful, curious energies about it. It doesn't have to be serious, right? In fact, you will feel more empowered and more embodied if you don't take it so seriously, okay? In your support and allies, you get the 9 of Swords. Very interesting. I feel like Aries had something like this where challenge and stress actually was their support and ally. There's something keeping you up at night. Now, some of you may be waking up and having kind of lucid, prophetic type dreams that have really important details that you'll need to maybe keep a dream journal or just record your voice on the phone, record what you remember of it. Something like that. So some things may be coming through in dream time for some of you that can really help shed some clarity on your life. For others of you, you may be going through a little bit of a stressful period, but the growth and expansion that's going to result out of this is going to be so big that this is considered very supportive for you at this time. Some of you may be overcoming certain stressors in your life and figuring out how to get a better night's sleep, right? It could be a very physical thing. How do I get more sleep? How can I rest my mind easier here? In your environment, you have a King of Wands. Now, this is a masculine energy, and it honestly, to me, feels maybe like it isn't fully present quite yet, because you'll see that this king in this depiction is behind the throne. He's not sitting in the throne, but he is commanding the throne. He's leaning over the throne. This is someone possibly coming in for you, a masculine supportive energy. I don't know that for all of you they've showed up completely yet. Now, they could be a person in your life, but they are aligning with certain energies that are going to bring them into a place of better mastery. So you're going to see the transformation in them and see them show up better. For others of you, if you're the masculine Sagittarius or you carry these energies, this is you maybe making those moves to show up more in your own life or be more present. So it could also represent you, yourself. And for your hopes and fears, you get the Page of Wands. So we're kind of going in the environment. We have the King of Wands, and the hopes and fears, we have the Page of Wands. Now, where your Page of Swords, it felt curious and intellectual curiosity and let's play. This Page of Wands, a bit more cautious, a bit more suspicious. I think there's some defensiveness here, hiding in your fears, in your subconscious fears. I do see enough curiosity to peek into that and get a good look and figure out what it is, but we'll have to get some clarifiers to see how that's going to shake out and how that'll shake down. And then in your potential outcome, you get the Magician. And that may be why you're overcoming the stress and the dark feminine energies, because you are learning to use your own magic more responsibly in a much more balanced way. In fact, the Magician in this picture is balancing the heart and mind by holding the sword down, keeping the mind at bay so it doesn't get too overactive, holding the cup up at the heart space, leading with balanced emotions here. So looking pretty good as to where you're going to land in the end. All right, or by the end of the month. Let's get some clarifiers. Very interesting. Four of Pentacles. So this is you maybe trying to determine what you're going to invest in. You get the Queen of Swords and the Lovers. Okay, so Lovers is Gemini energy. The Queen of Swords, air energy. Communication, making decisions, having confidence in the decisions you make. So for some of you, you may be deciding, it could be quite literal, about entering into a partnership or investing time with someone in a partnership. Now, there's a lot of pentacles going on. It could be a business type partnership, but with the Lovers, it could also be romantic kind of thing and a soul level connection kind of thing. You want to make sure that your intentions are clear in this with this Queen of Swords. You do not want to fool anyone. You do not want to be fooled. Again, I'm kind of going back to that dark feminine energy that's in the past position, that inverted kind of, queen bitch kind of energy. You're very clear that you do not want to slide back into that, whether it be your own energies or in relationship to someone else that would, be an unhealthy situation. So you're really taking a look at that. I do think you're going to find your clarity. Let's get some clarifiers for this Six of Pentacles, because you want to make sure things are balanced here. You want to make sure that it's a nice balanced partnership, relationship, or time investment. And you get the Queen of Cups and the Strength card again. And the Strength is in your needed focus. So your needed focus is actually built into your challenge here. I think this is the strength and resilience that it's going to take for you to make this decision actually at the end of the day from your heart space, because we have the Queen of Cups here, maybe looking upon the situation and making the final determination. And I think that is the balance. I saw it with the Magician over there with the sword and the cup. And here we have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords both showing up for you here. So I think this is the strength to, at times, put the mind at bay and let the heart open up and out and help you make the decisions here. It may not be your default. Depending on how the rest of your chart looks, you may slip into more of the mental energies and the logical energies. But the emotions and the heart and how you feel about something and trusting your intuition is wanting to come forward there. So let's look at more about this Strength card in your needed focus. You get the Justice card and the King of Wands, and you have the King of Wands in your environment. Okay, so this could be bringing that king out from behind the throne into the front of the throne, right? So since this is a focus, maybe this could be one of those shifts from you're moving from focusing on your feminine energies, your more receptive qualities, into your more active masculine qualities. You're working on showing up for something, and it's with everything that you have going on and these transformational energies like affecting every area of your life. You're kind of like, am I ready for this? And it's going to take the strength, and it's going to take the resilience. And you are, again, this is Libra energy, very concerned with your movements being balanced as possible. And at some point, you're going to have to determine if you feel balanced enough to just go ahead and follow your heart forward, right? I would like to caution you against getting overly perfectionist with yourself. I think some of you are getting way too far into perfectionism, and that could be influencing some of you. It is, you are meant to be seen with the wand in hand, sitting steady in that throne. You don't need to be hiding behind it or just being partially seen. It's time to come out from behind, sit in the throne, take your position. And even though that takes strength and the trust that it's balanced enough, right, for you to move forward. And I'm going to title this, Is It Balanced Enough? Because I think that's what you're really aware of and what you're also struggling with there. Let's look at this High Priestess. Let's look at this dark feminine energy that you're leaving behind in your past. Very interesting. The 10 of Swords and the 9 of Wands. This is an energy, could be a relative of yours, a female relative that you've dealt with, an estranged parent or sister, sibling, something like that. For some of you, it may be an ex, okay? Boy, this energy really brought you down. They could have even had narcissistic type tendencies, or in the extreme cases, a personality disorder. I really feel that this has caused you to be overly cautious with other female feminine energies, okay? And it's because of how far down this energy took you, whether it be your own energy, which I know it takes a lot of courage to admit, hey, I got into some pretty inverted energies within myself. But at some point, we have to let that go. We have to let those energies clear and then move forward, right? So for some of you, this is about trusting yourself. For others of you, it's about trusting feminine energies overall. For some, especially if you're a masculine Sagittarius, you could really be needing to know that you have wounding here with the feminine. Maybe it started with your mother or your maternal ancestry, and that is influencing your relationship to the feminine within yourself and the feminine that you're attracting, right? And so you're working on that and working on leaving that behind. But the last thing that we want to do is make a decision that all women are bad because I had one bad experience with a woman. And I know it can be quite the upheaval in your life when that woman was your mother. I think for some of you, these maternal energies are coming up, and there's a whole scale, you know. It could have been very extreme. It could have just been minor and more covert kind of narcissism and gaslighting, but that's the case. And I know those are trigger terms, but that's what the energy is kind of popping off like. But men, we don't want to, get into that toxic belief that all women are bad because I had a bad experience with this one woman. And then maybe especially if that woman was my mother, I may have continued on in patterns with other women where I attracted that in until I learned the lesson, right? So, and then women, if this is your own energy, we have to be willing to know that just as much as you can encompass the dark, you can encompass the light too. And that seems to be the direction you're moving in this reading here. and maybe why you are so concerned with balance. Let's look at this Ace of Pentacles because the energy feels a little bit better here in the future. We have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Wands here, okay? We're leaving behind the 10 of Swords and the 9 of Wands. So we have some progression here from the 9 to the 10 of Wands. I think this is the realization that the beliefs about the self or the beliefs about women or trusting other women because of one toxic relationship is now becoming a burden. So we must drop these wands, otherwise we will not be able to see clearly moving forward. Now this could play out in just female to female friendships as well, right? In situations where, you know, if your mother was really competitive with you or pitted you against your sisters or things like that, right? Where it could have played out again in female relationships. But you're looking to really go back to that 0 point with this Ace of Pentacles, ground yourself in and really look at what it is your heart wants to create in relationships. Free of this burden that actually blocks your vision and makes it difficult for you to see the path forward. I like that the pentacle is being raised up high in the air and we have a lot of light that is shining in from, it looks to be like a crucible or like a cauldron here. And I love that. I think it's elevating the pentacle's energy. It's stabilizing and grounding. And when you're going through transformation and bringing up these new energies, it's so nice to have that groundedness and to be able to reset, revisit, restabilize those energies. And so I think as you're moving through healing these energies, the feminine energies, the perfectionism, that kind of thing, you're really going to get good at going back and resetting yourself and knowing when the past wounding is actually burdening you, so you can release that and get back into manifesting what it is you wish to bring in next. Let's look at this Page of Swords here. You get the King of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. So remember I said the Page of Swords in your place of embodiment, that's fun, intellectual curiosity. And I think there's this King energy here. So a masculine energy, earth sign maybe a masculine earth sign in your life, a friend or just somebody that is really, they are on your level intellectually. This would be someone that you have really good communication with. It's the kind of person that you could just go on and you could talk for hours and hours and hours. And it's a nice, clear, grounded, intellectual type conversation and type relationship here. It seems to flow. It seems to flow toward peace, peaceful kind of energy and relationship to one another and to what's going on around you. Maybe this is somebody that shares similar beliefs to yours or has similar ways of thinking about things, and you're really learning from one another. Now, some of you, if this isn't somebody in your personal life, this could be an author that you really enjoy reading. This could be your own inner poet showing up and working with you, your own inner muse. So some really nice energy there, bringing you empowerment. Like I said, get with the intellectual pursuits for January. It's looking really good, and it looks like it makes you feel powerful to do that. So I like that energy. Okay, for the Nine of Swords in your support and allies, you have the Two of Swords and the High Priestess. Now remember, we had kind of the dark High Priestess of the past. This High Priestess gives me the energy of achieved wisdom, of intuition. She comes in for you as an expansion after you go through this period of confusion. So if you are in a state of confusion right now, if you're like, wow, you know, Stephanie, some of this that you're saying sounds nice in the reading, but I'm not quite feeling it yet, give it some time. I think these energies are short-lived and are going to pass for you. And the confusion and the conversation between your conscious and subconscious right now is very important. And you may not have all the answers because some of them are buried in the subconscious, maybe underneath some of the wounding and perfectionism kind of energy that we talked about. Once that's cleared out, you can come into the balanced energies here, the light aspect of the feminine here with this high priestess. Your intuition clarifies. It's already there, but there's going to be a clarification of the intuition, and that's really supportive for you. That's really your greatest ally. So it's interesting. It's also connected to intellectual pursuits, but I like that because you're going for the balance here. You showed all that Libra energy. All right, in your environment with that King of Wands, he's kind of behind the throne, right? And we're trying to coax him out. He gets the Tower and the Page of Swords. Oh my goodness, Saggy. So if this is your masculine energies, they might be shook up to the point where they show up, right? Getting shook up to show up. And here's that Page of Swords, which came up in your place of embodied empowerment here. So let's have some curiosity about this King of Wands, about the King of Transformation, about the King of Passion. Let's get curious about our own masculine energies and the masculine energies going on around us, and how the universe is supporting those coming online and coming more to the forefront. That seems to be what's happening. So either you, Saggy, yourself, are going to step forward into more potent masculine energies, or someone in your life is stepping up, or they'll kind of get catapulted, what I can see in this Tower. But this, honestly, this Tower feels pretty good to me. It feels like a needed shakeup, okay? So some masculine energies coming online and showing up more. Let's look at this Page of Wands in your hopes and fears. You get the Four of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So remember I said this page felt a little more cautious, maybe not quite so trusting. That clearly, that little part of her or him is truly just a fear, because the Four of Wands is showing great stability here, and the Queen of Wands, that's again you. King and Queen of Wands would be your energy or someone connected to you, enhancing your energy. So we have the Queen of Wands here showing up. We have both the King and Queen, and we have two kings, actually, two Kings of Wands. So one could represent your energy, one could represent the energy of someone else. They could both represent different aspects of your energy. We've got a whole lot of kings and queens on the table. So there's this mastery happening. And honestly, I could see why, with what you've dealt with in the past, there's caution here in the fears. But again, I think that's the subconscious energy lending into this confusion that's going to get cleared out, and you're going to recognize just how stable and balanced things are with that Four of Wands there. That can also represent marriage and commitment in relationships, a stable home space. And then for your potential outcome with that Magician, remember he's balancing the mind and the heart. You get the Seven of Pentacles in the World. Yeah. So determined to nurture this energy of balancing out the elements, balancing out in relationships, balancing out the feminine and masculine energies within yourself and around you. So January, a big month of transformation and balance. Saggy, let's get you a card from the Magical Drum Oracle to close off the reading today. Okay, Saggy, you got number 22, Gand, the Spell. And this is about challenging gossip, being protected through energies, which I got that toxic feminine energy that you're leaving in your past, avoiding toxic people, making sure you're protected, clearing your space. Channel feelings of power and endurance. Remember, you have a fresh new way of living emerging. You're going through a great transformation. Some of you may feel like you're at quite a crossroads here. It's important as you're bringing energies into balance to protect yourself and to avoid toxicity, whether it be in old habits and patterns that you might carry or showing up in people around you. Avoid those situations, avoid those people when you can. When you can't, have the proper boundaries, because you're really considering here the value in your time and your energy and what you're putting in, and you're looking for much more balanced connections moving forward. Saggy, thank you so much for joining this reading today. It was my pleasure to offer it to you, and I look forward to seeing you at the next one.